Welcome to the Real Salty Podcast. Please join Stephanie and Caitlin as we dive into life in Florida, the good, the salty, and everything in between. We'll chat about real estate, family, sports, building a community, and all the unique things that make living in the Sunshine State so special. Plus, we'll bring on some amazing special guests to share their stories and expertise along the way. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to laugh, learn, and get a little salty with us.
Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Real Salty Podcast. We're so glad that you're with us tonight. We are very excited to talk about a few things because I kind of had a banner weekend.
Yeah, you did. I know. I've been waiting to ask you because I saw you. I don't know, what day did you? Thursday.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
And so,
Thursday.
yes. And so I've been waiting to hear how Saturday went. So, because it's taken by storm.
Yeah. Well, yes, it is the rainy season where we live here in Florida. So there's usually a rainstorm that comes and goes at some point during the day. Right now we've been, I feel like, in the weather pattern where it was in the evening until Saturday. So
and it was like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was funny because we were originally supposed to take off. So this weekend I was a part of an annual girls trip weekend. Now the trip was to Madeira Beach, so I didn't have to go anywhere, but I've gotten invited now. This was my second year being a part of it. It was the fourth annual, and it was put on by a local woman who actually lives here now, but is originally from Colorado. So the majority of women that travel for this weekend are from Colorado. And they're
nice.
Yeah, and
they're here to go anywhere.
They're here to have a good time. So
that's the whole we live where you vacation.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
And sometimes when you have, people in for vacation, it can tire us locals out a little quickly
because it sure can.
It's a go situation. But this was something that I prepare for. I've been looking forward to. It's just a wonderful group of women that, again, it was my second year that I was blessed to be a part of and invited to. They kind of do a whole shebang. So Friday night, actually, it really kicks off. Women are coming in a few days during the week, most of them maybe on Thursday, but Friday night is the real, here we go. And they always want to go to the Bamboo Beach Bar in Johns Pass, which is a awesome staple.
Yeah,
right?
It is a good staple.
Of Johns
Always
Pass.
has live music too.
Live music, usually 2 different musical acts, 7 days a week. I mean, you can't walk there, not tap your foot. But it was crazy because with the evening storm on Friday, it literally went through between about 6 and 6:30, I think. It was just like a cow peeing on a flat rock.
It was
for my Midwest peeps. And obviously with lightning in the area, they called the band. The venue actually usually has a little stage where the artist will set up, and it's pretty much outdoors. It's in the beer garden area, right? So They called it, and with all the women in town, I mean,
where are you going to go?
That's what they've been waiting for. So it was like, what is it going to take to keep y'all here to play for us? And next thing you know, in 20 minutes, the hostess had raised $500 cash. And been
my God,
you're staying.
Just for a tip. Hostess with the mostest, lightning schmightning. It'll be over in a second. We live here. We know. Well,
so then it became a little, out of the norm because they actually wound up setting up inside the lean-to area because for those that have been to the Bamboo Beach Bar in Johns Pass, that it's an outdoor venue, air bar.
Yeah.
There's covered areas, and yes, we can close a couple sliders or pull down a couple clear window tarps, but other than that, we're outside, baby.
Yep.
We're outside. So it was tight. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Taryn and Marty because the area in which they were able to set up in, we still had a great time.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
I'm telling you, man, by the end of the night, they played until 10 o'clock when they were supposed to play. And we were having such a good time because then the rain held off. It was like a sign.
Yeah.
And so people kept coming because they heard the noise and they heard us having a party and, there's music down here. What's going on down here? So next thing you know, the restaurant had to reset up the beer garden.
Oh my gosh.
And so granted, we talked to our waitress.
The night is not over.
No, we talked to our waitress though, because it became very apparent that maybe a lot of the staff had gotten cut. And then all of a sudden she's busier than a one-arm paper hanger. And we're, Emily, shout out to Emily, because you were running, girl, you were running. And so
She was running.
she still took care of us. She was able to take care of pretty much an entire restaurant other than behind the bar. I know
She made some good money that
we
night.
had some amazing bartenders and bar backs that night as well, but I think the majority of the staff had been sent home. So took over the Bamboo Beach Bar. And then
Love
Saturday,
it.
Mother Nature decided to throw us a curveball and said, "Oh, I know I was doing the evening game, but now I'm going to do late
Now I'm
morning."
going to do the Super Bowl.
So
Yes,
we literally had
exactly.
boarded our boat, the Tiki boat, to go out onto the Johns Pass sandbar for about 5-6 hours.
Rough or take.
Yeah, I was gonna say banner day. And immediately the captain, of course they're not gonna function if it's not safe. But there was a rainmaker that was gonna come and it was gonna go. So instead of taking us out there, because trust me, there were plenty of people that rode it out there. He immediately took us through the finger canals and
Yep.
took us about one canal north of the 7-Eleven canal here in Madeira Beach.
Yep.
It went all the way back to the finger, and it still rained like cats and
Yep.
dogs, but we were on the 20-person tiki boat.
Oh,
So
nice.
we all gathered underneath the captain's kind of shade area there, and there might have been 3 girls in the bathroom, and
Maybe.
we were fine.
Usually, because you're doing selfies.
Well, and a couple of us, had bought some maybe shots for later,
Yes.
and they were broken out early. So by the time we got to the sandbar about 45 minutes later, and the sun was out, and we were ready to party.
Yeah, it came down like crazy on Saturday. And for those that are listening that don't live near here, we actually statistically have more rain than Seattle. It just comes down in buckets.
Yes.
Like a car wash. Like I'll say it's going to be a car wash for a few minutes and then we're going to be good. But it was intense. I had looked on the radar as we've discussed before. I spend a little bit too much time on my weather app, and I had seen it's an easterly wind, and this is going straight from Tampa, Sarasota, Bradenton right to us. I was like, oh my gosh, I was in an inspection and I looked at the app and I was like, high alert, Michael, you need to get the skis back now. And he had sent everyone out to the Gulf because it looked bad in the bay. Well, this wind came from the east. So there was no running from this at all. And, but that's just part of it. That's just what happens.
So did you
it's
guys
all part of the story.
Get all your skis and all your cats
we did.
back?
Yeah. It's quite a process.
Yeah.
It's quite a process, but it happens and it becomes some of the best stories, as you just said.
I was going to say, for the lovely people that lived in the quiet canal that we wound up hiding in for 45 minutes, you're welcome for the karaoke show.
Yes.
There was a few people that came out onto their balcony and were kind of waving at us like, "Are you okay?" Like,
yeah.
And then we're all like,
exactly.
Like, yeah, they're okay. They're fine.
There wasn't any flashing at 11 a.m. So we were
no,
good.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know what was amazing about it too is that it was such a multitude of different generations of women, and that is my favorite part, because there were women, it was funny because a lot of the women were the same women from last year. And again, I know they've been doing this for 4 years. This was the 4th annual. This was my 2nd time. So there was a lot of people where there was like I know you from last year.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to do the reintroduction thing. But it was funny because at the Bamboo, I had 3 of the women come up to me and she goes, "Oh, you're the girl that's the real estate agent here, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes.
What are we doing?
How can I help you?
How can I help you? Exactly. So, but no, they were just a lovely group of women and just so open-minded and open to talking. I don't feel like anybody on that boat really had any drama with anybody.
I love that.
There were tangents that brings us all together. And so there was a bunch of us local women that knew the hostess, who now is a local that was originally from Colorado. So then there was a lot of women that came from that, a lot of, family, her mom's friends. So it was awesome.
I love that.
And
we can be such critics of each other sometimes. So whenever you're in a situation where women are good together, that can be great.
It was so fun, and everyone was just so, I don't know, lovely.
That's awesome.
That's a word that we don't use enough. Everyone.
Well, my grandmother used that word all the time. Like my grandmother used it, and I was like, because when you're in 8th grade, that's like, "Grandma, why are you using that word?" And I actually love to use the word lovely now, because I there's just nothing other there's no other way to describe it. You're not saying love, you're saying it's just so lovely. Like
Whether it's a feeling.
Every time I say it, I think of my grandmother when I say it, though. But I do love, but that's even more of a reason for me to say it.
So it's really funny, and I'm going to tell her to watch this episode specifically, but shout out to my friend Stephanie from back in Kansas City, because I cannot say the word lovely without thinking about the movie The Holiday with Cameron Diaz, where he goes, "You're lovely." And like, I love my friend Stephanie so much, but we're taking it back. She'll know what that means.
We're going to say it. We're going to
keep saying it back.
We're going to keep saying it. I love that. Well, interesting. So you mentioned Friday. So at Woody's Water Sports, we just announced that we're doing tours instead of just jet ski rentals, which we're like thrilled and excited about. We've been wanting to do it for quite some time, but just never felt like just didn't feel like the stars aligned for us to do it. And so we started it.
I love that.
Me too.
So excited.
Me too. So on Friday was supposed to be our first tour, and as they got a splashing, so they had to come back. And so we had to deal with that, but we had one on Saturday and it was really successful. We're only running one a day, just as we're trying to figure out the logistical pieces.
So how long is the duration?
An hour and a half. It goes an hour and a half, starts around 5:00, ends at 6:30. We have 2 guys that are specifically trained on it. We are training a couple others on it so that we can add more to the mix. And we're trying not to disrupt our rental piece and still use kind of the same skis. Stays within the same boundaries, but we do some super cool, like we spent quite a bit of time like researching the area, and I promise you, like, it does not disappoint. Like manatees, dolphins, manta rays, birds.
So I know exactly, like, this is so fantastic. And I know you guys have been talking about doing this for a long time.
Yes.
I just want to give the good people a better idea of exactly what we're talking about. So Stephanie, with her lovely Woody's Water Sports business, shout out to your business. They rent the wave runners, right? They rent the jet skis. People come, they tell them a couple cute places that they should check out. Maybe weather depending, or if it's going to be a little rough on the Gulf, some beautiful places to check out in the intracoastal. But there's a lot of people that I'm sure that have talked to you and been like, well, would you be willing to give us like a tour, or can somebody come out with us and point out like the things? And so that's exactly what this is going to do.
Yeah, the people want that. I mean, they literally have been asking us for a really long time.
When they're not from here and they're like, girl, I want to see dolphins or die. It's dolphins or bust. I shouldn't say dolphins or bust.
It's just, oh God, we're so excited about it. I mean, there's so many different things yesterday's tour, which was rescheduled from Friday, they even saw the peacocks on the Park Street Boulevard. Oh my God, that's on Park Street. Like, well, we have some in our subdivision. One scared me to death today while I was running, but you can hear them if you go all the way back to Park Street, which you wouldn't know that that's Park Street.
Oh, we've talked about what they sound like.
Oh my God, they're crazy. They're crazy. I mean, I mean, my mother-in-law said to me today, oh, you should have given it some food. And I'm like, and then also given like a gator some food too, because that's pretty much the same risk if you ask me.
No,
not going to do it.
Those peacocks on Park Boulevard eat better than we do. They do.
They're totally fine. And we have a couple in our area now too. Yeah. So, but anyway, we're really, really excited about it. We definitely think like it's what the people want.
It is.
And it's a great time of day to do it because it's at night. And even if it's low tide, which it has been this trend where it's like kind of a double negative low tide, it's kind of cool that way because you get to see oyster beds.
Yes.
Back in the past. And then we take them through all these different areas. And we take them down to the Tom Stewart, and I believe that sailboat is about ready to be rescued, but we call it the sailboat graveyard. We show them the Cocoon House. We show them the Rock the Block houses. We take them to Blinds Pass. We show them it's just, oh my God, it's so cool.
That's great. Because literally so many people are like, where's the HGTV Rock the Block house?
Yes. And you can see it by a jet ski. And I mean, it's like an Admiral right there. Farragut is right there. It's like, that's where Al Capone was. Like, who knows what, I mean, there's just so much rich history. And, you know, and then the touch of
and
the
you go by
native
the
piece of it
cocoon
too.
house. Yeah.
Oh my God. And right next to it is Sacred Lands, because it's like one of the last areas in the state,
indigenous,
let alone country, that is like, yeah. So, and that's where the peacocks are. So we're really excited about it. But anyway,
I literally
there's
just
my little
heard
soapbox about it, but I love it.
No, I'm very happy for you. But for some reason in my head, I just heard Bill Murray from Caddyshack, where I was like, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, exactly. So I got that kind of going on, all right.
So I got that going for me.
So we got that going on.
No, I'm very excited about that, because literally when we have friends and family that come to visit, and whether or not we have the time, if we're still working to not be able to take them out and show them the actual cool places, this is perfect.
I agree with you. Actually, that's actually perfect, because there are so many people that don't take the time off while their friends and family come in town.
Well, not the whole time. Some of us have to make a living. Okay.
But you can set them up for and so you can set them up for a jet ski tour, and like, we'll do the work. We'll do the work. And we spent a ton of time training too, a ton. So they're all really excited about it. But I don't know, switch the subject a little bit. So did you end up going over to get your nails done?
Oh my God. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah. I mean, your entourage is like out of the state, or
I feel like I should just hold them up so everyone can witness the pause that I'm dealing with. They're not crazy. Okay. We're not talking Guinness. We're not talking Guinness book, but however, yes. And we were talking about the fact before we started the episode tonight, and we came up with the word entourage. And what it really means is when you find your tribe, right? It could be personal, it could be professional, but like for me, in my lady upkeep, if you will, I have my hair girl, love her dearly, just saw her literally last week. I have my nail girl. Now I know you have your nail salon, and you trust all of those 00 agents in there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. So my hair salon is the same girl that I've used since I moved here in 2018. And she actually just told me last time I was there, she was like, so I want to tell you that I might be leaving. And I was like, and where am I going next?
And where are we going?
Yeah. Where are we going?
She's like,
you don't have to come with me, but I just know that I've been with you. And I was like, are you kidding me? I am not going anywhere else. So
I would have been like, I'll burn this place down behind my appointment. Like, where are we going?
Yeah. I was like, just please tell me, because I'm following you. So I see her every 4 to 5 weeks to touch up these grays.
You're much more compliant than I am.
Well, I'm 10 years older, I think, than you. So that's part of it.
Trust me, these little blonde Storm X-Men looking money pieces right here, that's strategic, baby.
Yeah, I get that. I get
Have your girl put some money pieces in, it hides the gray.
This is not a real blonde. This is add it so it helps it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah. So back to the nail salon. So I found out, this is why it's so funny, is because Flynn and I went and got her a pedicure the other day, and one of the other ladies brought over, I always get gel. Once I discovered, so I loved getting my nails done because I like consistency, and I like it to always look consistent. And I don't like making a lot of decisions in my life because I feel like I have to make so many all the time. Yeah. So I get on kicks of certain colors. Well, right now I'm on a red kick, and I spent one whole Saturday morning with this guy going through every red. And we tried red after red after red after red, because I don't want it to be a dark red. I don't want it to be candy slut red. I want it to be a nice red that looks classy at the same time. And
what color is OPI slutty red? I want to know.
Well, I have seen it. Next time I take a asking for a friend. So
I think that's candy apple, but or the big apple.
It probably is. So once I discovered gel, my life was like changed forever. Okay. So we figured out this one, and he was like, you just need to remember OPI 21. So I found out, so this was probably years ago. I mean, I've been living here for almost 8 years. I've probably been going to this nail salon since it opened, which was probably 4 to 5 years ago. And yes, I don't pick a specific person because I'm like, whatever, it's the same color all the time. I'm not asking for anything fancy.
When you can go, you can go.
Yes, exactly. I know. It's like, yeah, I go get my nails done. Like I decide when I'm going to go get gas. Like it's literally like, I got 30 minutes. I can do this. Let me just get out of the house and do it because it's right down the street for me. So anyway, so flash forward to Saturday, Flynn and I decided to go get our nails done and we go get a pedicure, and which is a whole different thing because I probably should have gone to a podiatrist before I went to a pedicure, but that's a whole nother conversation because of my runner's feet sometimes. And
we can talk about this at the another episode.
Yeah, this isn't even, I mean,
no,
she did a good job.
I'm not trying to like play.
She did a good job.
You were skip over it. It's just that I didn't realize we both had podiatry things to talk about. So
yes.
Episode. Okay.
Another episode. So
stay tuned.
So this lady came over and she handed the other lady my nail polish, and
literally just like a drug deal. Like they just handed the bottle and like no one saw it.
It was like, I got her goods. I picked it up.
She just like walked by and it was like behind her.
It was totally that. And Flynn just started laughing because she knew what just had happened. And the other woman was like, we call you Lady 21.
Lady 21?
Yeah, because that's the number I use. And I do know a couple months ago, they were almost out. They were able to use this one bottle and they said, we order it for you, right? In their accents that they have. Yeah. We order it for you. And I was like, oh, that's so nice, but never did it. And then the next time I went in there was no problem with it. But I didn't realize that they literally would order it for me. And now I'm called Lady Gel OPI 21. Is my official formal name or just OPI 21?
Do we find it kismet, serendipitous?
I know.
The universe in the fact that you are a Century 21 agent and your color is OPI 21? I mean, did we cross streams? Like, what's happening?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even think about that.
This is like where two planes of two different universes are crossing right now. Sorry.
I don't even know, but it is. It's so, and I mean, I have been notorious for doing that. I mean, notorious sounds like it's bad, but I've been predictable and like always been like that. There's so many decisions I feel like I have to make during the day. It's like my drink. I just want a shock top. I don't want to make any decisions. Just give me a shock top. I just don't want to make any decisions. And that's one decision. And I like consistency, and in the world that can be so inconsistent. I just like to, whatever.
I got French tips for 10 years.
Oh,
you
get it.
Yes. Yeah. Like you're fine. And
our entourage, right?
The entourage, because you were just asking me like, did you finally go see somebody else? Because I am very loyal to my nail girl, and it's not like a normal nail salon situation where that's all they do. It's actually a salon and spa. And for years, when I first moved down here, she was the only woman there that was doing nail services. So it's a very private spa-like experience. Yes. And the beautiful thing is that we hit it off.
Oh,
and,
that's nice.
Shout out to Maria at the Reddington Salon and Spa, because I will not go anywhere else. I will not do it. If I will follow her, I will follow you.
I will follow you.
And that's exactly what my hair girl used to work at the same salon. And this is how I kind of dominoed effect into all my services occurring there. But as the providers, right, of services went to different places, I followed them respectfully. My hair girl is in Dunedin, and I have had a conversation with her that it takes me 45 minutes one way to get there. I don't care.
No, is it right in downtown Dunedin? Because I know we spend so much time in this Madeira Beach area, but downtown Dunedin is so fantastic.
Dude, I literally just told my boss today, I said, if for some reason I don't have the position, or I'm not working in the capacity in which I am currently doing right now, I would move to Dunedin.
Oh yeah, Dunedin is gorgeous.
And you know what sounds so simpleton to me, but it's the trees. The trees.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I get that.
And he's like, you wouldn't miss the beach, and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest.
No, I actually get that for you, because that's actually, I think, you would.
How many times I touch my toes in the sand. I love you, Midwest peeps. And trust me, I go every day. I walk on the beach every day. But I'm here, and yes, I love the beach life, and I love
Beach is my therapy.
it is, but I can't. I could tell you,
I
but
get it.
the point
I
is,
get it. Well, that's
I
that's the
I miss
only
the
reason.
trees.
Yeah.
I miss
That's
the
actually the only reason I would suggest you move off the barrier
I
islands. Like when
know.
you talk about moving,
I
it's
miss the
I
trees.
understand that. And
I know.
interestingly, where we live, the one street over is a little bit more tree-ish than where
Mm-hmm.
we are.
Sorry.
And it's a
Yes.
world of difference.
It
It is a
is.
world of difference.
And you know what's funny is that Trent and I both grew up in pretty rural situations, him more than me, but it was also wooded. And so
No,
we're
I get that.
it's the weirdest thing for me not to have like tree-lined streets. And then when I do drive down a tree-lined street, I have like a moment. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah.
I'm that much of a tree hugger. Okay. Well,
Well,
I am
I
my
have
father's
when,
daughter.
yes, right. Well, yeah, that's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
what, like my father's daughter when it
Anyway,
comes to weather. That the only thing I would say about the tree piece of it and why we would not have chosen one street over is because after living in New England, yeah, that as well as the leaf cleanup. Now,
uh,
granted, nothing dies here, so it's not like I mean, literally the only way it dies is if it's like eaten or run over or something
yeah, but the
else.
thing is, it gets so hot that it just like brews, back home in the fall when the leaves fall and everything's really moist and wet with the fall,
Yeah.
the mold, right? The mold increases
Oh
up
yeah.
there. We already have that problem here. And then like I'm gonna let the leaves sit there and the mosquito problem's already out of control. Oh, next
Out
episode,
of
talking
control.
about mosquito problems.
Insects,
Yes.
pest
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. Yeah. But the important thing is that whether it's personal or professional, you find your entourage, you're loyal to them. So
You are.
my girl has been out of the country now for a couple of weeks. I was not a good customer in doing my customer math in when the frequency in which I see her happened to fall in the not the middle of this, the beginning.
To be oh
And
God,
so I
Caitlin.
was already like crypt keeper
Oh
long and I couldn't function. I was getting to a point, and you know how much I'm behind my computer during the day. I
yeah.
type efficiently.
Yeah, I understand that.
Now, for a normal person, it was incredibly efficient, but I type very, very fast. And it
Like speed lightning, Superman fast.
and
Like it's like there's no
aggressively.
way that was a
Yeah.
sentence. When I listen to you type, I'm like, there's no way there was not it is I actually think that you need to do a test someday because I'd like to know what your words per minute is.
I haven't done a words per minute test in over a decade. I would
Well,
actually
yeah, because when do we do that in high school? I mean,
I
I
love you
I
for
learned how to
thinking that 10 years ago was high school because it wasn't, but no, I didn't. I did it for a
not
job. I
for
had to do
me.
it.
The
Yeah, no, we're 20
what
plus.
did I just celebrate my oh my god 30th
I
high
was gonna
school
say,
reunion in September, wasn't it? I think it
mine
was
was
30.
mine was my 20th last year. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not
That's
that
at
far.
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm speaking of, I only reason I even say this is because I was happy that we have a meeting on Wednesday,
Yes.
which I
Yes.
was excited about because it's my birthday. So I was
Shut
like, oh yay, yay, yay! We'll have a
shut
lunch.
up.
Yeah, I was like, yay! Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's not a big one.
Taking the rest of the day off. Go ahead and tell Michael, like,
I
you're
was like,
gonna,
oh, I was like, that's so nice. Like, even though it's not for that, I was like, that's just so nice that I
well,
have
it's gonna
a
be a hell of
lunch
a lot
date.
nicer next.
It,
I was gonna say,
I need to
girl,
pull out the camera.
you know,
Yeah. So,
I'm so
but
excited. You have no idea. You have no idea. My brain is already going 100 miles. Okay, Stephanie's birthday is Wednesday. All right, we'll keep you good people posted next Monday as to when that, what happened,
what
maybe.
happened? What happened exactly?
It's a
But so
cigar
you
bar.
went to, I know. So well, maybe we can stumble over to Tiki Docs
Yes,
because
we
you went to that. Oh my God. So please tell because I'm
okay.
a
So
little
one of the
jelly and excited.
I'm very excited. So today I actually was really lucky to be able to attend the ribbon cutting for the grand opening ceremony of Tiki Doc's restaurant, which is at the bottom of the Cambria Hotel off of 150th and slash Tom Stewart Madeira Way. It's
Mhm.
one of the best hotels that we have in town right now. It's got a rooftop
Rooftop
pool
pool.
and restaurant and bar. I love taking people there because it has literally one of the best
I
sunset
recommend
views,
it all the time.
one of the best sunset views or beach views in general for
And it's never too expensive there.
no, but words of the wise. I've actually figured out that an espresso martini is less money than a glass of wine.
Well, I have a fantastic picture from there of you
No,
drinking. That
no,
picture is lit. I
that
love that picture of you.
I I love that, and I love that you love that. And maybe we should post it up for the
I'm
people
gonna
to
post
know
it.
because I think that it looks like I am
It
entering.
looks like it's staged because it's so pretty.
Well, that's very kind because it looked like I was entering the afterlife and the doors of the portal was about to open up.
Listen,
All of
we live in paradise. Isn't this supposed to be last stop?
it's heaven's waiting room.
It is heaven's waiting room.
Well, let's
I
just
mean, literally the picture, you're not wrong. It does look like it's staged. It looks like you are entering
there's
the
some
next life.
gate that just has opened in front of
Yeah.
me and the light that is coming at me. It's like, okay, when the eye doctor is going to do that test and he shines that light in your eye and you have to try
Yeah.
to keep your eye open, that's a photo that this lovely lady.
Oh no, it's so fun. It's so fantastic of you. I just love it. So yes, espresso, and it's a picture of
So yes, the
Caitlin.
Cambria
I'll flash
Hotel,
it on
but
here. Yeah,
at the
yeah,
bottom of it, there was a restaurant that had already opened pre-hurricane last year that was called Don the Beachcomber, which
yeah. We
was
frequented a couple
also
times in our
when we
life.
talk about the historical aspect of our area, Don, right, was one of the first people to actually start commercializing these barrier islands and not just have it be a mangrove mosquito trap, right? That it
Yes.
was affectionately known as before they took all my trees. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But he was one of the first people to actually make our islands and be a part of the good old boys that made our islands that what they are today.
Yeah.
The reason that there's residential areas on these islands today. So I love the nod to history. But obviously being on the first floor along with the rest of us, they were affected during the hurricane. So I'm happy to report that today I actually confirmed that the owners of Tiki Doc's restaurant are in fact the same owners. So
Oh,
I'm
fantastic.
not
I
that I
actually
wasn't,
didn't know that.
I didn't either. I had heard that, but I couldn't confirm that until today. So I'm actually happy to report it's the same owners. They're back in business, baby. They've had a little bit of a facelift. There was a few things that was a nod to the tiki-esque theme, right? That are still going on in Tiki Docs. But the menu's a little different.
The
Um,
menu is actually great. I wanted to get to that ribbon cutting today, and then I didn't.
well,
And
if
I
we
looked at
wind up
the
there on your birthday.
oh, maybe we might. We might. I actually do want to go there because I looked at their menu last night, and of course, my husband's super loyal, nostalgic, and just he doesn't want to see anyone go out of business, right?
Well,
And
he'll
that's
be
a
happy to
fair,
know, right?
yeah. So he's going to be thrilled to know that. But
Yes.
I looked at the menu last night, and I was like, oh, we will definitely giving this a chance. We always struggle with finding like a great bar atmosphere that's not I don't know that like is what we're looking for. I don't even know, a little bit more sophisticated, I guess. I don't know
Here's,
that
here's the
that
thing, there's a time and a place, and I totally
yes.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Brent and I occasionally just want to go where everybody doesn't know our name.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's right. Exactly.
Where
Exactly. And then
nobody
sometimes we
knows
actually just
your name.
well, yeah, exactly. So Norm,
Right.
yeah. So I don't think RIP. I didn't even look at
Sorry.
you. I just did it at the same time.
Okay,
The
good.
there are time like there are some great bars in our specific little area that are within like the 2 mile area, but
Yes.
we
But
are
I love that.
never happy with the service. And Michael and I, as kind of, I guess, pretext, we met at a bar that we worked at TGI Fridays together that like demanded, required this training level that was like that was just world known. And so for us, it's like always about customer service and making sure that the customer's first, not right all the time, meaning the customer's first. And we struggle with a lot of the local bars in our immediate area with not getting so task driven. And so I'm
Now,
super excited to go down there and try
we're
it.
talking in Seminole?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple that are really close to here that we frequent a lot as a dinner reservation, but don't want to sit at the bar.
This is gonna right, and I totally
Yeah,
understand.
does that make sense? Like they're
Trent,
really good as a dinner reservation, but they're not good at the bar.
Trent and I, to tell you the truth, we're usually a booth couple, but
Yeah.
there's a couple places that we frequent that the bar's where it's at, and they take great
Well, we
care.
want to watch a
And
game sometimes. Like we're
yeah,
just going out to get a drink because we already ate, or that we
I,
struggle with that. So
when
we
you
were
talk about
excited.
when you talk, I'm very excited for that. And yes, and maybe if I take you there before Michael, sorry about it, but
So sorry.
I think that should be our second stop on Wednesday.
I think so. I think it'll be fine.
No idea.
I actually am excited. So I'm really excited
Michael,
for
you're
them.
not coming back to work on Wednesday, period. Because
I don't think I have anything planned, or I'm trying not to plan anything for Wednesday, but he will be working, and then we're going to go out for dinner then. And we're going to go to Jake's Cantina and IRB.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
Oh my God. IRB is fantastic for restaurants, just local restaurants.
Yes,
they have done an amazing job of like getting open, like just hustle, 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 get open. It's what the people want. And Jake's Cantina used to be this little hole in the wall in IRB. And right on Golf Boulevard.
Was it in
probably
like the corner of a shopping center?
Yes,
like
yes,
back
yes,
there,
yes.
all the way in the back? Okay.
Yes. And so my parents introduced me to it. We would go on like Taco Tuesday or something like that. We'd go get tacos together, just the three of us.
You guys have probably run into my family member, Alan. I swear to God.
Probably.
We're gonna have to go over this. Yeah. No, he's
probably
in Rocks for 30 years and he knows where all the deals are. So if they're dollar Taco Tuesdays, I guarantee you he's there.
Oh, I'm sure that he is. So we used to go there for Taco Tuesday, but then they moved to a bigger location because they needed it. Now they've turned that little Jake's Cantina into a Peepo and Betty's bakery. Adorbs.
Wait, Peepo's and Betty's.
Peepo and Betty's, yeah.
Okay, Peepo's and Betty's
is the founder of Krabby Bill's.
That's what I was about to say. Yes. They had a location
It's so fantastic.
No, but is that the second location?
No, it's there. I can't answer that. But that's where they're at now. And the Jake's Cantina moved across basically Walsingham.
Oh.
And is on the and it's got this whole location. And I'm just a Mexican food junkie when it comes down to it. And so that's where we're going for dinner. But yeah. So but that's not until 8:00 because my daughter has got her SAT training.
Hey, Michael, I just need one.
Yeah. Exactly.
You'll know what it means.
Exactly.
All right. So what do we have coming up here in town, actually?
Well, so Friday night, I am allegedly doing this run.
Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to have a full flavored blue moon for you.
Yeah, or a shark top, whichever one. But I'll grab one even if you can't make it. So I am going to do it because I really wanted to do the Legends run. And life just got in the way. So I am going to do it. I ran this morning. It's this Friday night. And I actually ran this morning because I was like, oh God, how out of shape am I going to be? And I was able to run 2.5 miles with fortunately, no problem. So I'll be able to do it.
Just so the good people are aware, she's actually sitting outside right now at 6:46 in the evening in June in Florida in jeans.
Yeah. Yeah, it's raining. I don't even know if you can hear it, but it's raining right now. It's gorgeous. Yeah. I literally don't mind. I'm the person, and I don't know if anyone can ever get used to this after living up north, is that you let the dogs out at 11 p.m. and you walk outside and you just anticipate that it's going to be chilly. And you walk out there and you're like, oh my God, it feels amazing. And I always go, oh my God, it feels amazing. Amazing.
It does.
I don't mind I've got farmer blood is the bottom line, is that my blood runs true to farmer world. So it's one of my favorite pastimes is to work outside. So sitting outside is
my family's probably going to knock me down over this, but I don't think within 3 generations of my family that we actually farmed. But Iowa, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So it's the culture, right? And so,
Yep.
I mean, I think about it like my grandpa was the postmaster for the
Oh my God,
post
that's cool.
for the post office. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was different. And then his dad, who we lost when he was in his 30s, it was a robbery gone wrong. So my dad's mother had to remarry, yeah, very young
That
with small
stinks.
children. But I think about it, I'm pretty sure he owned a store
Like a
on
general
Main
store.
Street. It
Yeah.
might have been an automotive store. I'm not
Oh,
100%,
cool.
but they lived in the apartment above. So somebody had
Oh, because
broken
that's what you
in.
do. That's what
Yeah,
you do.
broken in. He went down and yep, yeah.
That's what you do. Well, and my grandparents on my father's side, I don't even know if I can through like whatever my ancestry and everything, I have never been able to trace when they came over to the US. But
We
my
should talk
grand
about another episode about ancestral
yeah,
heritage.
we should for
But
sure because some of it is unbelievable, but my grandparents were, I mean, they had hundreds of acres of farm, and
we should
my father grew
definitely
up on
talk about this because
so
I have
cool.
found out a lot of crazy stuff. So when we talk about basically like glitches in the matrix, and this
Yeah.
wasn't part of the spiel today, but we definitely need to do an episode about this because when we talk about glitches in the matrix, or basically like when you see the photo of your relative from like the early 1800s and it somehow looks like your brother, and then you realize how
Right.
weird humans really are and in the genetics of everything and how
Yeah.
traits can be passed that are so hardly inherited, you know what I mean? And so it's just really funny because little prelude. So I'm pretty certain from the research that I've done that the reason my family's here, direct from the blood, was that two brothers were sent here for crimes from Ireland.
Oh my God, this is so cool.
Actually, Scotland. I just already misspoke, but their names were Joseph and John, and my dad's name was John, and his Irish twin's name is Joseph, my godfather, Uncle Joe. And let's just say they were both known to raise some hell back in the day. And what I figured out was they were sent here pre-Revolutionary War, and they were sent for like 7 to 9 years, like servitude, essentially.
You will take the ship
And the
across
person
the
that
sea.
prosecuted them was their father.
Oh my God.
So let's get Game
That's
of
so
Thrones. This is
scandalous.
what I'm getting at. I'm like, okay, here we go. So we'll talk about that next episode.
Oh
But
my God, that is so cool.
it is really cool because, again,
I
God,
have deep, deep roots in Scotland.
okay, so another girlfriend, I feel like she's going to feel like this is very kismet, but my friend Stephanie back home, she actually went to Scotland on a solo trip and she found one of her relatives buried next to one of my relatives in its Edinburgh, Scotland cemetery. And her last name is Moody and my last name is Beard, but the original Scottish version is Baird.
Of course, because it was always changed
Baird.
through whether
The
it's
clan,
through
the clan
screwing
of
it up,
Baird.
writing it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother's side is Brunton.
I think we might have married a Brunton.
So crazy.
Well, we will get into this another episode, but we
This
just
is
want
getting
to.
so deep. We need to like take this offline and then
This is
report
what,
back.
well, I can tell by how wide both of our eyes are getting right now. Like
There's something's
we're
going on.
going to do an
Something's going
entire
on.
episode about this because this is going to be in my book later.
This
But
is. It is. It is. But anyway, is there anything else that's going on that we need to know for
no,
events?
just for the lovely people, just a reminder, the city of Madeira Beach will be having their fireworks on July 3rd, and I will be there with bells and whistles on.
Me too.
And there's a couple other
At
cities.
6 p.m., but they always move it because of
They're
this,
gonna
that, or
move it.
another thing, wind,
We're
whatever.
gonna move it. I was gonna say it's not gonna be dark enough to see them, so it'll be fine. And just so everyone knows, there's a couple other places that are gonna be doing fireworks. We have Clearwater at the Coachman Park at 9 p.m. on July 4th. Treasure Island is also doing theirs on July 4th from the Gulfront lot at 10,400 Gulf Boulevard at 9 p.m. And also on Friday, July 4th, the St. Pete Pier. They always do
that's
a good
cool.
job. Yeah, they always do a good job.
That
That's at
St. Pete
9
Pier
p.m.
is insane.
Yeah, no, we're
It's
really lucky to
insane.
have it. It draws a lot of people, and they do a really good job with all the community events that they have out there. So
They a friend of ours that moved down here from Connecticut actually DJs there on Saturday night at the Tiki Bar there. Yeah.
there's a tiki bar.
There's like a tiki bar at the way end of the pier, and they do have a shuttle that goes down there. But he does a lot of DJing down there, which would be fun to go see him.
I
It
think
would
we
be
should
really
do
fun.
that, and then we should make an appearance at Goodnight John Boy.
Oh, good night.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
so
guys.
too.
Well, as always, thank you so much for joining us. We always want to know what you want to hear, so please let us know if there's any topics you want to hear us discuss. I feel like we did a lot of future spoiler alerts.
Yeah, we did.
So stay tuned on that because we inspire ourselves. I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, as always, please feel free to give us a like and a follow on the socials. We are on Facebook now.
We're super
and
active.
Instagram and YouTube.
And don't worry, I will post the picture of Caitlin and her espresso because I just love it.
Okay. Yes. The blinded. Okay. Can you
maybe we'll have Sabrina in the background?
Can you put Journey like blinded by the light in the background?
Well,
all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time.